Right, Rock Addicts. This is DJ REM from Rock Addict Radio, and I have Jared from the band Surrender the Fall on the line. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Sitting out here in Memphis, Tennessee, enjoying some time off, getting ready to start back up touring here pretty soon.
So before we get into that, why don't you introduce yourself and the other members of the band that are not with us today, please?
All right, well, my name is Jared, and I'm the front man for Surrender the Fall. There's also Eddie Tyre, who plays guitar. Anthony Pitts also plays guitar. Devin Hightower is the man on the low end with the bass guitar. And our newest member of the band, Rick Anderson, is our drummer.
Okay, very cool. And how long... Oh, you know what? Let me back up. Why don't you tell me what's going on with you guys right now? What do you got in store and lined up?
Well, not too long ago, we released our second single off of our debut album, Burning the Spotlight. The song is called Some Kind of Perfect. We shot a video for it in Southern Florida in Miami. And that premiered on MTV.com and a couple of other places online. And so we released that. We're getting ready to release another single here pretty soon. We've got a tour coming up in July that is about 45 cities deep. So we're going to be staying pretty busy for the next couple of months, doing a lot of touring, stopping in cities and talking to our friends and meeting some new friends and doing that thing. We're currently writing for the next record. I say currently, but we're always kind of writing for 10 records. So
right, exactly.
Busier. But yeah, we're just trying to stay busy. We got Rockapalooza coming up in Michigan, June 22nd. So we're really excited about that. It'll be our first time out at Rockapalooza. And man, just hitting the dirt and doing what we do best. Very cool.
Well, I'm actually in Michigan, and if I wasn't going to be gone camping, because I've already scheduled that, I would be at Rockapalooza. So, unfortunately, so close, but yet so far, you know?
Right. I hear you, man. Maybe next time.
But do me a favor, when you're there, if you're walking around looking for booths and stuff, there's going to be some friends of mine there from Smash Magazine. So if you see their booth, please stop and say hi to them for me.
Right on. Very well. I will, for sure. We'll actually be back in Michigan on this run here coming up pretty soon in July. So
okay.
Stay tuned for that. Those dates are TBA at this point right here. But yeah, I think one of the first shows we're doing is in Michigan. So.
Okay, well, either hit me up or have Shauna hit me up for where you're going to be at, because I will be available and I might actually be able to make your show.
Right on. Sounds great, man.
So, and speaking of Shauna, before I forget, I want to thank Shauna O'Donnell for hooking me up with you guys, because she is awesome. So big props to her.
She's the best, man. She's a beast.
She gets her done, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, so how long has Surrender the Fall been around as a band?
We formed back in 2005, so almost 8 years. We've been signed for almost 4. We signed with Rum Bum Records in Miami, and yeah, it's been a long ride, but it's cool when bands stick together for that long. The core sticks together because you really start to develop and evolve your sound, and I think that's what we've done. And so yeah, about 8 years.
Very cool. What's the creative process for you guys as far as writing songs and stuff? I mean, is there like one person that kind of does the majority, or is it more of a collaboration between everybody?
It's really a collective effort. Kind of what we do is we all tend to write a lot on our own, and then we'll bring a riff to the table, we'll bring a melody to the table, or a beat, or something like that. There's never a defining starting point. We really pull inspiration from everything. We've written songs around a drum beat before. So for us, it's a really collaborative effort. Lyrically, I take on the majority of that responsibility. My guys kind of fool with me a little bit, and I'll go through a relationship or something going on in my life, and I know my bass player Devin has told me plenty of times. He's like, man, I hate to say it like this, but you write the best stuff when you're completely miserable. So So that's the way it goes with that. But yeah, I mean, it's a collective. I don't think any of this material, any of these songs could be here without the other person. So it's really a group effort.
Okay, very cool. So what kind of, this is more question more just for you. What influences have you had in your life that, got you into music and made you want to do something like this, and then obviously continue to keep doing it?
Well, my family was very musically inclined. My dad and my older sister and my mother were all big music fans. I was exposed to music at a very young age. Of course, my mother tends to say I was born with a microphone in my hand, so I guess that helps out a lot. But really, it's just I don't know, being here in Memphis and on the outskirts of Memphis, there's so much good music and you're constantly exposed to it. So it wasn't very hard or very far-fetched theory that I would be involved in music. I've been doing it for a long time, ever since I think I picked up my first guitar when I was 10 and played with it for an hour and had no clue what the hell I was doing. And pushed it back under the bed. It was my dad's guitar. And then I think about 12 years old, somewhere around there, I picked it up again, learned 3 chords, and I just went from there. I never really had any kind of lessons or anything like that. We didn't have the money for lessons when I was growing up, so we were kind of forced to the tape player, rewinding and fast-forwarding parts and trying to, figure it all out from there. But music's always been a part of my life. It's always been something that is in my atmosphere and in my surroundings, so...
Okay, well, very cool. Thanks for sharing that story. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, since Surrender the Fall has been around and everything, has this been this experience? Has it been pretty easy for you guys? Have you guys had to make a lot of sacrifices to keep this whole thing going?
It has not been easy. It's one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do. A lot of times, you're right, it takes a lot of sacrifice on everybody involved because there's so much time-consuming responsibilities with making it happen and putting all the right pieces together. We've been gone on tour, family members have passed away, and birthdays, and my son was born while I was recording this record, Burning the Spotlight, so I wasn't even able to be there for that, which is pretty crazy, but there's whole other long story involved with that. But yeah, we've missed out on a lot of things in our lives back home, and I think it really takes everybody as a group and as a collective to really kind of come together and support each other and what's going on and be there for each other, because it's hard when you're away for months at a time, and everybody's got families and friends and loved ones back home that you stay gone for that long and you're not able to, just take part in normal life. There's nothing normal about it. And I've quit tons of jobs. I've got fired from tons of jobs because of music, because I refused to not play a show because I was scheduled to work, as well as some of the other guys in my band too. And, it's a lot of sacrifice and it's a lot of, kind of putting other things, not necessarily on the back burner, but again, having that support at home allows us to be able to do something like that so that we can, really follow our dreams and do what it is that we want to do.
Okay, man, very good. And I'm not glad you had to go through bad things, but I'm glad that you guys keep doing what you're doing because you guys are amazing. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So, how did you guys come up with the name of the band?
Well, I'd love to say that it was kind of, this, what's the word I'm looking for? I'd love to say that it was this huge meaning behind it, but really it wasn't at first. We kind of took a bunch of names and wrote them out on a list and didn't really know what we were going to do at the time. When we came up with Spread of the Ball, we honestly just thought it sounded pretty cool. That kind of manifests itself into its own meaning. Surrender the Fall means giving up the option to fail. If you have no option to fail and that's not in front of you, then the only thing that you can do is succeed by continuing and keep going and not giving up. And I think that's what we've built this entire empire around with Surrender the Fall, is we refuse to give up, we refuse to back down, and we're going to keep going regardless of whether you like it or not.
That's true heart and passion right there, buddy, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Very cool. So where is a good place for people to go to find out more about Surrender the Fall? I mean, as far as Facebook and websites and such, what do you guys use?
We use Facebook, Twitter, Reverb Nation. There's tons of iTunes, Amazon. You can find our record on there. Lots of different sites where we do interviews and talk about, Surrender the Fall. There's a lot of info in that too. So really, Google would be your best bet.
Just do a search.
I find a lot of stuff that I've done interviews in the past, and they took a while to get up, and then they pop up, and I'm like, man, I forgot all about that. YouTube. There's tons of live videos on YouTube. Music videos are on YouTube. We're not that hard to find. We got internet. We can make it happen for sure.
Okay. Very good. And then how, with your Facebook page, are you guys pretty good about responding to fans and stuff on there?
We are. We're always involved, and we're always interactive with our social media. We like to stay in touch with everybody. We've built a family around this whole thing. So for us, being able to stay in contact with people, being able to see our fans and our friends and our family on the road just kind of talk amongst themselves too, and they share stories and building fan sites and stuff like that. It's always really good to see that, and we always stay in contact with everyone when we come. We answer our own messages. We respond to our own posts. A lot of our posts are us too. Now, granted, the label still has a little bit of push in there too. They'll put out some posts talk about upcoming events and stuff like that. We're always right in the middle of the mix. We always stay in touch with our fans. It's what we love to do, and it's what keeps us going.
Yeah, I always say, without the fans, without the bands, without the radio stations, it's all one big circle, and if we don't all support each other, there's nothing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's all about people helping people and really pushing everything to the next level. You got to push the back of the envelope, and if you're not doing that, you're not engaging your fans. You're not caring about the people that you. And I think that's what makes bands great, is caring about the people that care about you enough to spend their hard-earned money to come to your show, or to buy your record, or to spend their time online looking up your videos. That's what it's all about, man. And that's what it's all about for us.
Yep. Very cool. Glad to hear that. I could already tell, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so with this...
We try to be loud online.
What's that?
I said we try to be loud online.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. So, with this current album that's out, what recording studio did you use to produce all this?
We went out to this place called Sonic Ranch Studios, right up at El Paso. I'm actually in Tornillo, Texas. And spent about five and a half weeks out there working with the team and getting everything together. Spent a lot of time before that writing, and then we also did writing in the studio as well. An amazing studio. It's a residential place, so there's a lot of places where you house the musicians, so you're there and you don't have to leave. And it's kind of funny. It's actually, I don't know, about a mile or a couple of miles from the Mexican border. And while we were out there, it was in the middle of all this drug cartel stuff that was going on in Mexico. So we'd see armored guards and patrolmen walking by, like armed to the nines, backpacks on, guns, and it was pretty crazy. We had bullet holes. We'd wake up to bullet holes in the windows out there, just straight bullets hidden.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was pretty insane, man. We never crossed the border while we were there. We didn't really see that as being an effective thing for us to do. But we were out there, right there at it, pretty much. It was pretty intense.
Yeah, that would be. Wake up to fresh bullet holes in the morning? That's craziness.
Yeah, I think that happened like the second or third night we were there. We woke up and walked outside to smoke a cigarette, and we looked into Devin's room, into his window, and there was a bullet hole in there. We're like, you gotta be kidding me. It was that The place that we were staying was haunted. Like, it was so many different vibes to that place, and so much just extra ammunition when it comes to writing and the creative process. And I thought it was really cool. It's definitely pretty spooky, though.
You kind of already answered the question, but I was going to say, at any point did somebody go like, why are we here?
Right? Well, I know one night, Devin, and he tells the story the best, but he was asleep and apparently felt someone or something breathing on the back of his neck, and immediately woke up and rolled over and face planted into a chair that was right by his bed, busted his nose, like he's bleeding.
Oh, jeez.
And all of a sudden, we wake up because we hear this huge crash, and I come out of the room and I throw the door open, and Devin's just bleeding profusely, and we had no idea what was going on. And the next morning, he told us the whole story, and it was just like, it was so surreal, we couldn't even really fully explain it. I think he walked into it, he was so disoriented from waking up, having that impact on his face, he walked into his closet looking for the sink. Like, it was insane. It was really, really insane. There's a lot of vibes out there that really, they grab you, you know, and they make you pay attention to them.
Yeah, so did you get some good writing material out of all that?
Hey man, you tell me. I think so. I think our music is great. I think our material was great for what we wanted to do, and it pushed the back of the envelope. You know, it put us in a different headspace to where there was a bit of discomfort. You know, sometimes needs nervous tension to operate effectively, and it definitely provided that element. So we really, yeah, I think it was great for us.
Well, the album sounds amazing, so I'm going to go with yes, it worked.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. We're pretty proud of it.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so here's a question for you. If I grabbed your iPod or MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what bands would I find you listening to right now?
Oh man, there's so many. I'm a huge Stone Sour fan. This new record, House of Golden Bones, Part 1 and Part 2 is a genius. I've been really, really sucked into that for ever since it came out. It's a concept record, so you know the whole trail from start to finish is pretty amazing. But the new I Empire record, we love those guys. We've done a couple of tours with them, and those guys are like family. We always get amped up to that. I listen to a lot of older stuff too, Atreyu, Skid Row, Motley Crue. Yeah, my list we're all about music without prejudice too. I know I listed a bunch of metal and hard rock and stuff like that, but we'll listen to everything from that to the new Bruno Mars record is great. You know, anything that's got solid songwriting and someone just really, again, I have to say it again, pushing the back of the envelope. You know, that kind of turns us on as artists and as songwriters, you know, hearing all these great ideas just come to fruition for all these other artists. You know, we take influence from everything. We're all about music without prejudice. So there's no telling all the stuff that you can find on my playlist.
Well, and that's awesome because I tell you what, in my experience, a musician that has a wide range of influences and doesn't get stuck in genres and just kind of, if it's good, it's good. I mean, it just makes it better musicians, I think.
Yeah, I think artists get stagnant whenever they stick to their own thing for so long, you know, and it's really, it kind of nuts, you know, on several different levels, because when you typecast yourself to one type of music, it's always going to be in that vein. You're never going to evolve and you're never going to grow, you know, and there's a saying, and it goes as well with musicians and artists, you know, everybody wants to be somebody, but nobody wants to grow.
Right.
You know, and that's the kind of thing that we want to do. We want to grow as artists and as musicians and really polish our craft and it just really bring our influences to the forefront and to show people not only who our influences is, but who our influences are, but how they influence us and how that transpires in our own music.
Yep, very good, man. By the way, Shauna just messaged me and told me to tell you hi. So.
Hi, Shauna.
She's not going to hear this until the recording's out, but hey,
Oh, okay.
at least she'll know that I told you.
Well, let's talk a bunch of trash then.
Yeah, trash talk. I can't think of anything bad to say about her, so that's not going to work.
I can't either. You're right. I can't think of a single bad thing to say about it.
So when you're not on tour and and practicing and all these things that go with being in a band, what do you like to do to relax?
Man, just the normal things. I spend a lot of time with my son. I have a 3-year-old son that I have full custody of. I have my family and friends here in Memphis. I do a lot of songwriting. Of course, I do a lot of songwriting on the road as well, but a lot of times in my off time, I like to just get the pad and pen out and just write. I love to write. And just nothing really out of the norm, you know. Some of my guys go fishing. Some of my guys, you know, we all go to concerts and shows and check out other bands and support music around in our town and stuff like that. So, you know, just really it's wherever the wind takes us.
So what I just heard was music is your relaxation.
It is. It's everything. It's a relaxation. It's a therapy. It's one of those things that gets you amped up and ready to do something, whether it be go to work or, you know, a long drive or, you know, getting ready to play a show, whatever the case may be. You know, it's just music's all around us and all inside us. So it's definitely something that is it's a pastime for us all. You know, it's what we love. It's not just a job to us. It's really a lifestyle.
Oh, well, very good, very cool. Okay, so what sets Surrender the Fall apart from all the other bands out there trying to make it big? What are people going to get when they come to a live show with you guys?
You're going to get energy. You're going to get a ton of energy. We're all about a live show. We're all about being a live band. It's what we do. You're going to get a lot of crowd interaction. We're constantly in the crowd space. We don't just stand up there and hide behind a guitar or a microphone or a drum set and just do our thing. Like, we like to perform. We're ignorant enough to love the performance part and to just get up there and kind of show our ass to everybody and say this is what we love to do. It's 100% honest. I'll say that. You'll never find us pulling a Milli Vanilli and syncing to any kind of recorded track. We all polish our own stuff. We perfect our craft because it's what we love to do. And I think that's number one. You'll never find us running tracks at a show. It'll always be full-blown, straight-up rock and roll. It's real. If something goes wrong, you're going to know it because it's going to be real. I can't stand bands that get up there and I'm probably going to get shot for this, but I can't stand bands that get up there and push play and lip sync, you know, or you've got a guitar, you're a 4-piece band, and you got a 5-piece sound. Like, it's not right. I think it's cheating your audience, and we won't ever do it, period. So that's a guarantee of something you'll find at our shows. We're always out talking to the crowds and mingling with people and getting to know new faces and hanging out with old friends. And we're always at merch. I mean, like, we're all around. We'll sit there and drink with you and party with you and hang out, tell stories, whatever. We're extremely accessible to our fans and our friends.
Okay, well, very good. That sounds like a reason enough for people that hear this to go to a show and see you guys. And make sure you go to their Facebook and stuff and check these guys out because they are amazing. And if you come to the radio station, you can request them and they will get played because that's how we roll.
Yeah.
So what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a show? And when I say crazy, I don't necessarily mean something bad. It could be like, you know, like it's like that moment like you're like, oh my God, we're actually doing this.
In that light, I think the craziest thing that's ever happened to us is being on stage and cutting into that first song and looking out in the crowd and seeing everybody sing the words. And not only that, but then you go into the next song and the same thing happens, and the energy is there as well. That for us is a really big thing. Starting that, we wanted to make good music, and we wanted to really push what we had to people to kind of, just put ourselves out there, and this is who we are. And it's pretty surreal to have people not only buy your record, but listen to it enough that they memorize the words and they can get up and sing it. And, they know about the stories. They know about things that may not have gone on social media networks because they interact with each other, and they hear stories from other fans. And it's crazy, just the connection and the vibe that the room has when we go live. It's primal, and it's something that's always crazy to us. I'll never, ever get jaded to the fact that people screaming my words back at me. It's one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, I can't even imagine the rush you get from that. I mean, it's got to be just surreal.
There's no high, there's no feeling that will ever compare to that. It's the most amazing feeling ever. For someone to care that much, again, to memorize your words, or to have them hit them so hard that they can't help but sing it with you. It's the most amazing thing ever.
Take this.
Very cool. So, okay, now it's time for the crazy question of the day. So I hope you're ready.
I'm always ready. Let's do it.
Who spends the most time in front of a mirror before a live show?
That's hard to say. I used to. I don't so much anymore. It's really hard to say. I think we're really at a point now to where we just kind of get up and do it. I mean, yeah, everybody has this facade of getting up and trying to look like a rock star. We're just normal people, we get up and we do our thing, and it's what we love to do. But I won't lie, I've been guilty of standing in front of a mirror for a few minutes too long. I've done that before. I think we all have in a way. I don't know if that answers the question effectively, but
The answer is what it is, man.
I'll throw myself under the bus for that one. How's that?
That's fine. I was hoping you'd say the drummer or something, but hey, it's all good.
Hey, you know what? He does spend quite a bit of time in front of the mirror, too. I'm going to go ahead and call him out, too.
There we go. That's cool. Okay, anything else that you want to make sure people know about Surrender to the Fall? Anything I haven't asked you that you want to make sure people know?
I'm ready.
Just check us out online. Check out the record Burn in the Spotlight. We have 2 singles that were fortunate enough to go top 30 on the Active Rock chart of our debut record, which is really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. Check out those songs. Both of those songs got videos to them. You can find them on YouTube. You can also find our new one again on mtv.com. Check it out. Listen to the music. If you love it, come to a show so we can say thank you in person. Come get the full experience with us.
Okay, very cool, man. Very cool. I want to thank you for taking the time to call me and talk to me. I totally appreciate that.
Well, man, thank you for having me. Anytime.
Very cool. And just so you're aware, obviously I mentioned this is being recorded, so this will I'm actually going camping in a week, so I will have this up and done and kind of go through it and edit it, and I'll have this up on YouTube before I leave for camping next week. So sometime within the next week, you'll have this. You'll have a link sent to you for this.
Great. Sounds great. We'll promote it.
And then you guys can share it with the world, and I'll send it to Shauna. She can share it with whoever, and yeah. Like I said, we'll keep doing our part. People call in. They can request your songs. We will definitely, or they jump in the chat. They can request the songs. And then I also have you guys in the 24/7 stream, so you guys are playing every day as well. So
thank you so much, man. We really appreciate that.
not a problem. We'd love to promote killer bands, so that's what we do.
Yeah.
So the last thing I'd like to ask is I'd love to have a couple of radio tags from you, if you don't mind.
Sure, absolutely.
So the first one you can say, this is Jared from Surrender the Fall, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Go.
If you want to.
Hey, this is Jared with Surrender the Fall. You're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Perfect. And then the second one would be for me, so if you can say the same thing, but just throw in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Hey, this is Jared with Surrender the Fall. You're listening to DJ REM at rockaddictradio.com.
Okay, that was perfect, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Get that on air when I play your song, so that'd be perfect.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thanks again for calling, and take care, and I will continue to keep track and see what's up with you guys.
Thanks so much, man. Yeah, definitely stay in touch, man. Anything you need, we got you.
Okay, sounds great.
Thanks.
All right, take care. Oh, one last thing. Make sure you tell everybody in the band I said hi as well, please.
I will, for sure. Most definitely.
All right. Okay, take care, man.
Thanks, man.
Yep, bye.